departure from the one-dimensional slapstick characters that made Jim Carrey such a box office sensation. They've taken a character who was in the original script creepy and conniving and turned him into a character that is downright dangerous and demented.
Is your refrigerator ready? Will you better not contact?
It was behind closed doors on the top-secret Hollywood set that Hard Copy managed to get a sneak peek at Carrey's manic character.
Security is the tightest it's ever been on almost any set in Hollywood.
In the dark comedy, Jim plays a cable guy with no life of his own. So he decides to take customer victim Matthew Broderick's life and turn it into a living hell, in exchange for free cable service, of course. The result is a violent mix of blood and laughter that entertainment columnist Ed Dwyer says may be shocking to young fans.
Jim Carrey beats one of Matthew Broderick's rivals senseless. He attacks someone with a staple gun. He tries to kill Matthew Broderick in a medieval joust. The cable guy is trying to run Matthew Broderick through with a power drill, and he quips, "Gotta make you cable ready." This is scary stuff.
And after connecting cable guy Jim with a $20 million paycheck, studio executives are hoping they did not get their wires crossed, and that the box office superhero will be worth the risk.
At least one Columbia executive said they've turned the cable guy into Cape Fear. Jim Carrey takes this leap onto a giant satellite dish, and I'm not going to tell you if he lives or dies, but I can tell you that the ending had the executives at Columbia squirming.
The cable guy gets installed in theaters this summer, and if Jim's scary psychotic antics pack them in, it's his career that may become too frightening for anyone to compete with.
If Jim Carrey can take the character of the cable guy with all its edginess and violence and turn it into another $100 million box office sensation, there won't be any role that Hollywood won't trust Jim Carrey with.
Jim Carrey turns 34 tomorrow, and the small town of Carrey, Idaho is celebrating by adding an R to the town name, so it'll be spelled the same as Jim's. They may sound crazy up there, but not crazy enough to expect Jim to show up in Carrey, population 300. Jim will celebrate his birthday elsewhere.
Forget the publicity machine. Forget the hype. When you want hot Hollywood news, only Hard Copy has the real deal.
A gruesome Las Vegas murder that has ties to Lonnie Anderson tonight, and the bizarre circumstances have all the makings of a TV movie.
It is the talk of Hollywood, and they are calling it Dial L for Murder. L as in Lonnie. It is a story worthy of any suspense thriller. A Hollywood movie star, a dead man, and only one clue that links them both together. A clue that led police from the Las Vegas Strip straight to super blonde bombshell Lonnie Anderson's Hollywood home. Police arrived at the famed Desert Inn Hotel in Las Vegas and found James Smith bleeding to death, stabbed viciously by a transient. They had no idea the clue found clutched in his hand would provide a Hollywood twist to a chilling murder mystery.
When the police found the body of this man, they didn't know who he was. There was no ID, his wallet was gone. The only thing they found inside his sunglasses case was a telephone number. And when they dialed that telephone number, they were surprised to find Lonnie Anderson on the line. He knew Lonnie Anderson. Lonnie Anderson's nanny is a Scottish lady called Sybil McCrory. And he was coming over to visit his cousin, Sybil McCrory.
Lonnie Anderson was devastated when she learned her nanny's cousin died later at the hospital.
Lonnie is horrified. She's had such a rough time in the last few years. The last thing she needs right now is to have a friend of hers murdered in such a callous way.
The suspect sits in jail tonight, awaiting trial on murder charges.
Sandra Bullock's trying to pick up speed after a disappointing box office weekend for her new film. Roger Lodge explains in tonight's Hollywood Buzz.
Bye-bye.
Sandra Bullock is running away from her box office bomb to it by sea faster than a speeding bullet. Reports have Sandra signed up to do a Speed sequel, but she told Hard Copy it's not a done deal yet.
When are you going to start shooting Speed?
Oh, we haven't even finished making the deal yet, so once they finish making the deal...
No deal?
There's no script either.
Hey, how hard can it be to write that sequel? Get another bus, take out the brakes, and throw in Keanu Reeves. There you go. Cher made a rare public appearance in London yesterday to speak about what else but the plight of jellied eels.
Am I ever going to eat jellied eels? No, I don't think so.
Actually, Cher wanted to raise awareness for the homeless. She can relate. She just put her Miami waterfront mansion up for sale because the tourists floating by were peeking in her windows. The clueless cutie, Alicia Silverstone, may pop out of a bottle soon for the movie version of I Dream of Jeannie. But the big news is that Alicia is in negotiations to play Batgirl in the 4th Batman movie. That's the role Julia Roberts reportedly wanted.
Well, if Julia Roberts does lose out on that Batgirl role, no problem. Because coincidentally, her new boyfriend, Matthew Perry, needs a leading lady for his first major film, Fools Rush In. And also, insiders say that Matthew's romance with Julia has doubled his asking price to $2 million a film. When was he making $1 million a film? And that's the buzz.
Tomorrow on Hard Copy, Julia Roberts, Matthew Perry, and The Kiss. And no, that's not Julia and Matt on the set. It's the real thing. It's the real-life lovers caught off guard and caught on tape. And only Hard Copy has it. Julia and Matt's Kiss and Tell. Plus, she became famous as Michael Jackson's leading lady in the most popular video ever. So why is Ola Ray crying poverty?
You ever get any royalties for that? None whatsoever.
11 years later, she says she's broke, and she wants the pop star to pay up.
What's the problem?
Exclusive. Michael Jackson and The Curse of Thriller. Tomorrow.
How's your love life? Is it lagging? Gee, I feel like Jerry Springer for a minute. Well, we could have the answer. A secret potion whose manufacturer claims it can rekindle the flames in the coldest of hearts and put the zip back in your sex life. Does it really work? Well, Jody Baskerville finds out in tonight's Hard Copy's special investigation.
It's the sweet smell of seduction, a love potion for men and women that promises to enhance your romance.
Oh, sign me up.
Anytime to have an opportunity to attract the opposite sex, hey, every little bit helps.
The makers of this new perfume called Realm say now you can get all the sex appeal you need in a little bottle. The secret to the sexy serum is something called pheromones.
Pheromones are compounds secreted by one animal that have an effect on another animal, usually physiologically or behaviorally or both. In the most simplest terms, pheromone means I carry excitement.
A company actually created a synthetic human pheromone. It works through the sense of smell. When you spray it on, the opposite sex picks up the scent, and it turns them on. In one study, almost 50% of the participants who wore the human pheromones said they had sex more often.
When a human individual is exposed to a human pheromone, we found that they relate a state of well-being, feeling comfortable, feeling more secure.
Hard Copy decided to conduct its own unscientific study. We recruited 2 of our single staffers and sent them out in search of love. First, our case studies went to a singles bar with a hidden camera, not wearing any of our so-called love potion.
I'll be over here for a second, all right?
All right.
Check on these guys.
Okay.
When I first walked into the bar, I wasn't wearing the cologne, and I didn't have the best luck meeting women.
How you guys doing? Doing all right? Yo, you leaving already?
Yeah.
All right. Take it easy. How you doing? This sucks, man. I'm not picking up anybody.
On their first attempt, both struck out. Then a little spritz of Realm and the sparks began to fly. At least a little.
What's your name?
April.
April? I'm Anthony. Hi. Nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm Wendy.
Wendy? I love your hair. It's beautiful. I can't believe somebody like you doesn't have a boyfriend or a husband or something.
What about you?
Do I have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
I'm seeing this woman, but not like, I guess, seriously.
She didn't stop talking to me for over an hour, maybe an hour and a half. At the end of the conversation, you know, I asked her for her phone number, and she was more than willing to write it down on a napkin.
Some guys really like the smell.
I got a lot of compliments that people liked what I was wearing. Then I got a marriage proposal.
Yeah, he asked me what if I wanted to get married.
So if it's all in the chemistry, then pheromones, nature's own aphrodisiac, might be the answer to a better sex life.
I think anybody that's in the dating scene right now should definitely try it. I mean, it's worth it. You never know. You might get a date out of it.
This latest love potion costs about $60 for 2 ounces. Ouch. Then again, you can't put a price on love, or so they say. Terry?
Thanks, Jody. Now the Simpson jury hears O.J. speak for the first time.
Well, I think the man has a right to earn a living.
He could be just outright lying. You never know.
Now that they've heard his story, would they still set him free? Find out the jurors' final judgment next.
And then Madonna gets the role of her life. But wait until you hear what it takes to keep her happy. The demands of a diva.
Coming up on the new Mark Wahlberg. Have you ever been deeply hurt by someone you love?
Did he give you the virus?
Yes. Letting go of pain in order to find peace.
He picked up a baseball bat and beat her to death.
How do you find forgiveness?
He left us with $28 in the checking account.
We asked an expert for help.
What would you really want to say to him?
It's hard to bring that out because we're not raised to hate.
Forgiving the unforgivable. Coming up on the next Mark Wahlberg.
Tomorrow at 3 on Fox 4 Texas.
Hello, I'm Tim Ryan.
Hi-ho, I'm Ashley Banfield. And Wednesday on the Morning Edition, we're going to find out the best and the cheapest ways to get to Tempe for the Super Bowl.
Hi-ho. Well, you'll also get a look at a new kind of skis that will supposedly help you get downhill easier.
Hopefully, and the secret to a very good night's sleep.
Join us Wednesday from 6 till 9, Morning Edition.
Winner of the 1995 Katie Award for Best Newscast, News 4 Texas.
Introducing the Boston Carvers, the hot hand-carved sandwich from Boston Market. Hearth honey ham, or double-sauced meatloaf Boston Carvers. Our famous chicken, or rotisserie roasted turkey breast. Stacked high on a French or honey wheat roll. New Boston Carver sandwiches from Boston Market. Carving out a better sandwich.
How would you like to win some great prizes just by reading some books?
What do we have to do?
Just read 3 books, then have an adult call Fox 4 Texas to register you in the Read for the Stars program.
Hey, I can read more than 3 books.
Well, the more you read, the more you win. Be one of the first 500 to read 18 books and win tickets to a Dallas Stars game and a Galaxy movie party.
Let's get busy reading. Yeah!
Read for the Stars, brought to you by Fox 4 Texas, AMC Theaters, Channel 27, the Dallas Stars, and your local Lincoln Mercury dealers.
First, with the OJ tape. Hard copy. Always a headline ahead.
O.J. Simpson finally speaks at great length on his new home video, but he never said a word in front of the jury. Now, for the first time, members of the jury hear O.J., in his own words, talk about the murders. And after hearing O.J. speak, do they still think he's innocent? Diane Diamond has the exclusive.
9 months of tedious testimony, impassioned pleas, then the decision.
We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder.
O.J. escaped telling the jury his story, but now he's talking for a reported $3 million. As these exclusive behind-the-scenes photos reveal, on his new videotape, O.J. is talking about everything from the bloody sock to the bloody glove to what the limo driver saw and those thumps behind Cato's room.
Cato, I think, testified that there were 3 distinct thumps.
We wanted to know what the men and women who sat in judgment and put their lives on hold thought of this belated paid performance. We invited 2 Simpson jurors to take a look.
If it was me, I personally, if it was me, I wouldn't be coming out. I wouldn't be doing it.
Somewhat interested. I don't know if I'll buy it. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yolanda Crawford and David Aldana were both jurors on the Simpson case. Both agreed with the not guilty verdict that set the Jews free, and neither has been able to put the O.J. trial behind them.
I don't think there's been a day that has gone by since the end of the trial that I haven't heard the name Simpson or something related to the trial, so it's hard not to follow it. It's on TV. I mean, it's in the newspaper. It's in every tabloid magazine there is, so if you walk by it at the grocery store, you're going to see it.
He looks like he's being honest, but then, like I said, you never know. I mean, he could be just outright lying, but you never know. So, like I said, there's another trial going to be coming up. It's a civil matter.
Well, I think the man has a right to earn a living, and if this is where he chooses to make his living, then I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem with him coming out with the video.
The behind-the-scenes footage from O.J.'s tell-all video raises more questions than it answers. For example, we didn't hear O.J. explain his suicide note, that infamous slow-speed Bronco chase, or why, when he was arrested, Simpson was reportedly carrying a gun, a passport, a disguise, and over $8,000 in cash. Prosecutors never mentioned those crucial details, and we wondered if it would have made a difference. Apparently not to these former jurors.
It would have been interesting to hear, but I can't question, you know, I don't know why they didn't bring it up, and I choose not to even wonder about it. I guess each side had their reasons for not bringing it in. You had to trust the prosecutors that they felt like they didn't need it.
These jurors are a lot more tolerant of O.J.'s new video than some of his former neighbors and friends. Just this week in Hollywood, celebrities gathered at a fundraiser for the Goldman family's civil suit. Some of them voiced their disgust at the Simpson video we showed you right here on hard copy.
I can't comment every time the beast leaves his cage.
What I think was absolutely fascinating was the fact that you guys made a video of his video being made. I think that the whole thing of the script conference with the writers at the table and, you know, preparing this con job on America, and Robert Blazier, you know, the lawyer, coming and whispering in his ear like the coach and then running back. What you guys showed was the bottom of the barrel of American justice, which is what we have seen here. I mean, I think this whole video is a disgrace.
Marcia's theory was someone bumped into this, then bumped into the wall, and then, which really doesn't make a sound, and then I gather hit it as they fell.
I'm sure there'll be questions answered from this, but then there are going to be a lot of questions brought up because of this. And when the civil matter starts, I'm sure they're going to be on this tape looking for any little glitch they can find to use against them. That's why if it was me in that situation, I wouldn't be doing it.
But Simpson did commit his comments to tape, and you saw it here on hard copy. Now for the results of our special phone poll. Once again, an overwhelming majority of callers, 89%, believe O.J.'s side of the story. We want to thank you for your calls. Terry?
Thanks, Diane. Now, Madonna's unbelievable wish list.
Fresh cut flowers, chicken teriyaki, boxes of Special K, Evian for every room.
Why they're calling the pop princess pre-Madonna next.
I just wasn't satisfied with how my arthritis pain medicine was working. Then my doctor told me about Arudis.
82% of doctors surveyed have prescribed Arudis, and now it's available in a non-prescription strength. Potent new Arudis KT. Just 25 milligrams is as effective as 400 milligrams of Motrin IV, 440 of Aleve, or 1,000 milligrams of extra-strength Tylenol.
Now for my minor arthritis pain, I've got Arudis KT.
New Arudis KT, the potent medicine for pain.
This is our three-piece Morningside seating group. As you can see, it fits all kinds of people. And at the great price of $199, it fits all kinds of budgets, too. Pier 1 Imports. Sale ends January 26th.
Warning. Experts predict the worst cold and flu season in years. Just in time, maximum strength Theraflu non-drowsy caplets. When it's got to work, it's got to be Theraflu.
It's the hottest thing on ice as the world's top figure skaters compete to a rock and roll beat. Take a spin with gold medalist Kristi Yamaguchi, Katarina Witt, Scott Hamilton, Oksana Bayul, four-time world champion Kurt Browning, and many more as they burn up the ice to the coolest music in rock. Join hosts Dorothy Hamill and NFL's James Brown, plus special guest Downtown Julie Brown.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 4 Texas. He's 44, she's 19.
He's good to her. I do not believe that he's good for her.
Mothers miffed at May December romance.
What's wrong with Chandra dating Robin?
What's right with it?
But young daughters defend their older men.
I'm happy. That's all that should matter.
She doesn't understand anything about our relationship.
What can a mom do?
It hurts. I want my daughter back.
Next, Sally Jesse Raphael.
Tomorrow at 4 on Fox 4 Texas.
Get it first. Get it right. Get it only on hard copy.
It's a tradition, I suppose. Big stars shooting big films demand big star treatment. Well, as Sylvia Villagrán reports, now that the material girl has become the movie girl, she's sticking to tradition.
Start crying for Argentina. Madonna is heading to Buenos Aires, and the city may never be the same. This Hollywood prima donna has ordered some super perks for her hotel suite while she scouts locations for Evita, the musical about Eva Perón. Move over, Evita.
Madonna reportedly wants fresh-cut flowers for every room. She wants chicken teriyaki, fresh-cut vegetables. She wants Molly McButter for her popcorn.
Oh, and about those fresh-cut flowers, they're not just any garden variety. Let's talk floating white gardenias. After all, she is a star. These movie queen demands are nothing new. When Madonna was in London, she stayed in a $5,000 a night suite equipped with a specially imported gym. And she'll be pumping iron again when she hits her presidential suite in Buenos Aires. Madonna was meticulous in ordering up her workout facility and even requested her exercise equipment by specific model numbers.
Madonna's going to have a complete gym. She's going to have a Stairmaster, a life cycle, treadmill, dumbbells, and an exercise mat. But that could be for her co-star, Antonio Banderas.
Madonna won't be without music. There'll be a boombox in every room. Just be happy you don't have the room next door.
These perks are not about money. What these demands are is to show the star how much you care for them. They want to be loved. It's like a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum, only it's a very expensive tantrum.
And Madonna is still reportedly searching for someone to father her child. Well, now we understand that Ripley's, believe it or not, is sending her 2 fertility statues. Ripley's insists the statues work after erecting them in their corporate office. 40% of their employees became parents. So I guess that tells you be careful what you erect in your office.
We'll be right back.
Call Hard Copy's viewer voicemail with your comments on tonight's show at 1-900-268-6868. Each call costs 50 cents.
It's not just a Super Bowl. It's a Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl. So enjoy Michael, Emmett, and the Cowboys prepare to face the Steelers in Super Bowl 30. You'll be with them with Fox 4 Texas, your official Cowboy station. Then on Super Bowl Eve, join News 4 Texas anchors Mike Ducey, Clarice Tinsley, and Steve Eager for Showdown in the Desert. Saturday, January 27th at 8, only on Fox 4 Texas. News 4 Texas has more resources than any other TV station. Resources to cover the stories that affect your life, and the manpower to cover it all, wherever and whenever they happen. News 4 Texas. Groove back to the 70s at the Southwest Airlines Fun Night. It's more than a feeling, it's high-flying basketball when the Mavericks take on the Boston Celtics. Everything's cool in the skies with Southwest Airlines discount coupons. Plus, KZPS is giving away classic rock CD libraries of your favorite 8-track hits. It's happening, man, at the Mavericks game, Friday at 7:30. Then catch the coverage on Sports 4 Texas. Have a nice game.
Okay, now, this is what a human sees. This is what a cat sees. What a human sees, what a cat sees. Human, cat. When a human sees Johnny Cat, a cat sees clean, because Johnny Cat is specially formulated to neutralize ammonia odor for a litter box cats love. Remember, what a human sees is not what a cat sees. Johnny Cat, how a cat sees clean.
She rights wrongs. He keeps you healthy. She protects your rights. News 4 Texas has more resources working for you.
Finally tonight, a sample of your thoughts on O.J. cross-examined.
Good night.
My name is Jean Brannock. I live in Clemens, North Carolina. I think if Vincent Bugliosi had been the prosecutor on O.J.'s trial, that we may have gotten justice and O.J. may have gotten the chair. It's too bad that Mr. Bugliosi can't cross-examine him face-to-face. I don't think O.J. could take it.
Old Man Winter hasn't given up on us yet. Details at 9.